So shout out to our friends No Chaser TV for pulling this out. But it's something that's buried in it that I thought was super interesting. So they're recapping the episode of Potomac. It's Dolores and it is Tammy Sue, Tamra Judge, and they are talking about Kelly, and they go from talking about Kelly versus Porsha. Dolores is very much, I think, Team Porsha, and about how much grace Porsha had with this whole situation with Kelly. But the thing that I thought was very interesting was this, and I talked about this, and I want to know what you guys think. Interestingly enough, Dolores said that she doesn't understand how Kelly can even be on Real Housewives and not show Jarvis, okay? For which I just happened to see Shamia post a date night, and it's a double date night, and she posts Gerald and Kelly, and then Jarvis is supposedly on this date, but he's in not nary a photo, okay? Not none. It is like the Big Papa of it all. Is Jarvis the new Big Papa? But let's get into why is that where we're going with this? And I'm going to explain to you why. I want you to hear me out, okay? So Dolores says this. She says when she started dating Paul, who I'm assuming may not have really wanted to be on camera, the producers told her, okay, so we need to figure out if you're not going to film with him and he's a part of your life, then we're going to have to renegotiate your participation in this show. Now, let's take it back to Kelly. Kelly is unable to show the kids, okay? And I would think, I don't agree with this per se all the time because I don't think it applies to everyone. I don't know that all housewives need to be pressured to have a man, right? However, I do understand the need and the desire to at least want to be able to show the kids, okay? If you can't show relationship, can you show family life? Now, here's where we have some interesting things coming in. Now, I thought that was interesting, number one, that they told Dolores that, and that she said it, actually. But it goes back to, I wonder, okay? This is what I wonder. If Kelly can't show the kids, and she can't show Jarvis, my thought is, why even bring him up at all, right? Now, Dolores said the same thing. I want you guys to understand the name Jarvis, okay? And why I think this is so crazy. You heard, for those of you guys who are not Marvel Comics fans, okay? You are not Marvel Comics fans. You may not have understood the name Jarvis, okay? So when you heard her say, we'll just call him Jarvis, and when you heard them say, well, what's his real name, or something to that effect, and he said Tony Stark, okay? Tony Stark is Iron Man, okay? For those of you guys who may have seen the Avengers movies, you will know that Robert Downey Jr. plays Iron Man. Why is all of this important, okay? Jarvis was an AI that Tony Stark built. An AI, meaning not a real person. That's why this whole thing is so crazy to me. So to then see, I'm not saying the man is AI, okay? I'm just telling you what Jarvis is in the comics. And I'm not telling you this man is not real, because we've heard his voice. But that's all we ever used to hear from Jarvis in the Avengers before he eventually kind of turned into Ultron/Vision. But that's a whole different thing for and deeper Marvel Comics lore than maybe what you need right now for this particular conversation. But I want to let you know where this all comes from, okay? Having said that, When you then look deeper into this whole situation, what you discover is, this is in my opinion, now that I'm looking at Shamia's post on Instagram, go check it out for yourself. All it is her, Gerald, and Kelly. There's no Jarvis is not pictured, but it's a double date with Jarvis. I just think it's crazy to me. And what I would have wondered is, and this is no disrespect to Kelly, right? My wonder is if they were going to probably position her as a friend of the show. That's what I had heard, but I could be wrong. But this beef with Porsha kind of elevated her situation. Now, that's not to say that Kelly doesn't have a lot of stuff going on, because she does. She's got the turmoil with the restaurants, and there's a lot happening with her own personal story. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that it's interesting to me because she cannot show her kids, unfortunately. And well, at least all of them. She has a daughter that she can show because the daughter's of age and in college. But the minor kids she can't show. Now, but the daughter's in college, so she's not there that often. So then you can't show your man or whoever it is that you're dating, Jarvis. It feels like an incomplete story. What do you guys think about this whole situation? I don't know. What do you make of it? This whole, and I wanted to emphasize, I wanted to give you guys, I didn't give you guys the full Jarvis context for those of you guys who are into Marvel or maybe did not know where that name came from. That's where it comes from.